Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here. Chirimbes, Doug Upstone with me here. This is going to be the first of a little six-parter we're going to do. We're going to load them up as the weeks progress here. Major League Baseball preview. Well, this is what's going on here. Well, before I get to what's going on right this second is you should be hitting the like, subscribe, and notification bell here on the YouTube channel, right? You don't want to miss out. We got daily NBA, we got daily college basketball, soon to be daily baseball winners for you. Then football comes around. But again, don't miss out on these. Notification bell on so you know when the free picks come. And of course, our live show on Fridays. Now, premium stuff at gamblersworld.net. No free picks in this video, although you could bet them free pick long term because these are future kind of stuff we'll be talking about if you want to get down any of that stuff. But again, our daily picks are found at gamblersworld.net. Our 3, 7, and 30-day passes are guaranteed. We show you credit over that time, or we show you wins over that time, or we credit you back if we do not win. Daily pass for $69.99. College hoops, March Madness package is $2.99 through the championship game. Obviously, that's going to be wrapping up. We'll have a special Major League Baseball package coming. It's basically I won't say it's baseball season because we are doing March Madness too as well. But if you're watching this, it's baseball season for you because you're excited about Major League Baseball returning and not just spring training, but the good old boys. The boys of summer starting up in March in Japan. So we're going to be doing this. These guys will be joining me. I'll have Brian, Biller, Matt Fargo. We're doing down each division. We'll talk about win totals, maybe a player prop or something. It's kind of going to be whatever the guys want to talk about for that specific division. It's not just a 4-hour show of all sports. So we're going to jump in today. The AL East. And this could be probably one of the longer ones. I'll tell you what, if we had Matt here instead of Doug, he'd be talking Blue Jays for an hour. Me and Chip will go on Yankee rant, so we got to kind of rein it in. But we'll do our best to keep it kind of short and sweet, like the way everybody likes it here. But Doug, we got some odds here for the division. Mm-hmm. We'll scroll them across. You know what? I'm not going to scroll. I'm going to put them up here as a big block here. So, and you can jump in as well, Chip. Yanks even money here. We're not shocked by this one, right? I think they got the best staff here, and you got Judge, an MVP kind of guy. So I don't really love that one. The Orioles plus 260, I get it. A bunch of young guys there, Gunnar Henderson, and they got Grace Rodriguez to anchor the staff. You got the Red Sox plus 425, probably interests a lot of people, right? This will probably be the trendy pick after they go after Breggy, right? They made some deals, got some guys in here. The Rays at 950, which I really don't like, and the Blue Jays, who I've lost the last couple of years on taking. Last year I think they were plus 425. Hi, they're 1,300 this year. Tells you all you need to know about Blue Jay land here. Any thoughts? We're going to start here again. We're going to start with the odds here. Then we're going to go to win totals after this, and then final would be on anything else you would like to add. But what do you think about these odds? Do you love any of these in particular?
Well, I mean, I don't think my thoughts on these types of things is the idea you'd like to, you're always looking for the best value, but I also like to win. Okay. So I don't think there's anything wrong with taking the Yankees, even, at that money to win because they are the best team in the division going in. Do they have some weaknesses? Yes. Okay. There's some things some questions and, they got a big hole in the batting order, but I thought the Yankees offseason was very productive. Okay. I think they spent their money wisely. As you mentioned, potentially their starting five, other than Seattle, it might well be the best in the American League. Okay. Yeah. So I like what they have there. Their outfield defense is going to be better. Okay. Now moving Judge back to right, putting Bellinger in center field. Some of the guys on the infield that have to do some, let's just say, getting on base to make the offense more productive. So and the bullpen, I mean, I can't even think of when was the last time the Yankees, I don't care, every bullpen starts new at the beginning of the season. That's just the way baseball is now. When's the last time the Yankees essentially didn't have a top 5 bullpen in baseball? Okay. I mean, So yes, they have talent coming through the line, but also Boone does a very good job with the bullpen, I think. Okay, I'm not as much of a fan of the Yankees like you two guys, so I like them. But if another team that I do like, and you mentioned about with Boston, I like where they're at. Okay, I think this offense is really good. Okay, they got a lot of speed. They can generate a lot of offense, scoring runs with their speed. I think that's a tremendous asset for this team going forward. And now having, I mean, you can make the argument, Bueller and Crochet, in terms of, how many innings can they go? Where are they at? I'm not going to disagree with that, but you can make that of a lot of teams, okay, about where they're at. And now when you take Bello, let's see, I remember the names, Cutter Crawford and Houck, you move them from 1, 2, 3 to 3, 4, 5, okay, that makes a big difference. And I think that makes this team a lot more, I like them a lot more. So if you're looking from my perspective, you're looking for a value play here, I think Boston to win the division, I think at that number is not a bad number at all.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say Boston 425 here we got as the value play. Chip?
Yep.
Let's go. AL East, Yankee ball.
As a matter of fact, Doug, thanks a lot. You stole everything I had. Because I think that I don't like playing these division winners. I don't like locking myself into World Series or project, future bets on this, because it's sort of like it puts a mindset on my head every day that I have action on this team, and I'd rather not do it. But that being said, Yankees even money, like you said, I saw today the Red Sox at plus 440 at FanDuel, and that would be my dark horse shot. I think Baltimore's lost their edge a little bit. Forget about Toronto. You can get your guys and they can talk all they want. They're the same every freaking year. And Berrios is their ace, which is no ace at all. And Tampa Bay, I'll give you a list of all their outstanding players. And I got a blank sheet. So what can I tell you about them? I don't think they're going anywhere. This Tampa team, they irk me so much because every year it's like, who they got? What are they doing? And I think it finally caught up with them last year, and they were about at 500 or maybe a game just a little bit below. But I would play a dark horse here if I was to do it, and I think that Boston is primed to make some great moves, pitching and a little depth on the lineup. Bergman's got to help. So I think the Red Sox would be my dark horse play as far as a season-long division winner.
Yeah, well, listen, I'll make it a trifecta and say Boston is my favorite to win the division here.
Oh,
and
really?
Listen, we even when we do football stuff, I'm very rarely going to take the team that's favored to win it, especially at even money with the Yanks when it's a one-man lineup. It's one man, and then I got a Cody Bellinger, Stanton combo. Stanton's already going to probably be on the injured list to start the year.
Yep.
And Cody, I like him. I've had guys MVP tickets for the last 3 years waiting for him to duplicate his ridiculous year he had.
Well, the Yankees might be even a little better without Soto, believe it or not.
Well, yeah, but they spent the money better. They
need a third. They need a third baseman. Arenado's available. They're supposedly negotiating with him. We got Goldschmidt to play first. LeMahieu. Now you got two washed-up guys there. Maybe one of them combined, or two of them combined, can have any kind of decent year. But Max Fried to the rotation helps. Nestor Cortez is gone. But can you expect the same type of year that you're going to get out of Clark Smith and Luis Gil? I don't know why it's not Gil, but Rondon. Can you anticipate Rondon the kind of season they have? But they do have probably one of the best all-around hitters in baseball. Aaron Judge has led the major leagues in home runs for the last 5 years, and is he going to have someone behind him? Cody Bellinger, he's going to have a big season, and I hope he does. Of course, rooting for the Yankees, but Bellinger's key, I think, to the entire season for the Yankees.
Do you put Belly ahead of him? Do you want Belly to hit? Or do you want him to protect you? You know what I'm saying?
I want Aaron Judge batting third. I don't want him leading off. I don't want him batting second. He's the best all-around hitter they have. He hit 325 and just 60 home runs. I mean, my goodness. Even Mickey Trout doesn't do that. The Mickey Mantle Jr. out there in California. He, by the way, hit a home run yesterday, his first of the preseason. So we're always looking at him with a little maloik on him because he didn't come to the Yankees, that Jersey boy that he is. Mike Trout.
Well, listen. the guy's been injured for the last 10 years, and as good as he and Ohtani are.
Stanton's already out. How about that? He played a playoffs last year. Didn't stunk during the entire season. He's just a big K machine. When he hits the ball, he hits it harder than anyone else in baseball. But he's already out. So that's another thorn in the Yankee side already.
Trout and Ohtani for a great DR. No playoffs. But like Chip, you've hit it. Like that's the staff. You know you're getting McCall, but again, he's another year older. Like I mean, he's good. Rendon. If the guy's healthy, again, we put the ifs out here, guys. He's solid. He's a good number 2. He's a good 3 if we're going to slide him behind Fried. Fried's another guy who's, when he's out there, dominant. You love him. Cy Young kind of guy. So you have 3 kind of Cy Young candidates at the top of your rotation. You're going to be in games, and you're going to be winning them 2-0 because your offense is not good. I like Devin Williams in the pen, but you mentioned it. Louis Gill, great. Where was that 2 years ago? They didn't bring that guy out of the minors. Right. I want to see if he could do any second-year pitcher. Are you going to be as good as the first year? Do they have the book on you, and you're kind of so-so? And Clark Schmidt, again, same kind of thing. What are we going to get out of this guy?
I was impressed with him last year, but they're looking to ship out Marcus Stroman. And if they can work some kind of deal, I mean, to get Arenado, Nestor Cortez. I mean, they can use a defensive third baseman. That would be nice as well because Arenado's got Golden Glove like 9 different times. Nestor Cortez is now pitching for the Brewers, and he sort of shot his load with the Yankees 2-3 years ago. Last year in the spring they were 14 and 16. This year they're 2-2. So I don't think the Yankees are that concerned with winning in the preseason. And by the way, this Jason Dominguez, and he's supposed to be a big star, filling in at first base for the Yankees. Waiting to see what happens. I know the New York press and media is all over.
They're putting this kid at first base, 19. The guy's an outfielder. We're just going to put him at first base. That's how much. Let's go get Goldschmidt. They could have got Christian Walker. You get Christian Walker, super. That would have been a nice pickup. Willie Adame, you need a middle infielder. Like Volpe, what's Volpe? He's not. Can that guy take a step forward?
Yeah, I like. I think Volpe's got a future. I really do.
Well, I mean,
and they got Grissom playing second base now, so so Jason Dominguez, he might be key to the Yankees' success this year because that's a big hole to fill. And I think eventually, and I don't know why they haven't moved, even though he's an excellent outfielder with a great arm, I think Judge is going to end up at first base, and that would solve those problems right there because that was a big void in their lineup.
Go ahead. No. Because we could just talk. Yeah, we could just have a Yankee show, Doug. But go ahead, you talk.
No, see. Now I'm gonna go with the outside perspective from you two. Okay, I actually think Goldschmidt is gonna particularly let's just say the first 100 or so games, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I think he's gonna do really well. Okay, as a Yankee, and the reason I think he'll do really well, he has that right center field swing. Okay. And even though he's 37, got some age, his bat's a little bit slower. Okay. Strikes out more than he used to, but he still hits the ball hard to right center. If he can elevate the ball to right center, he's going to get a lot of home runs. Okay. In Yankee Stadium. So I think that's a big thing. The other key to me to the Yankees team in terms of run production is Chisholm at second base. If he can play like he did in Miami, okay, getting on base, being consistent, and you can bat him first or second, okay, and then have 3 guys right behind him to drive him in. I think that's a real big key to that lineup.
Did I call him Grissom before?
You did, but it's okay.
Well, my faux pas. I beg your pardon.
Grissom, same difference. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think Arenado. He said no to the Yanks before. I thought the Yanks were looking to trade Stroman for Batty at third base for the Mets.
He just had a meeting in New York the last couple of days. I know he came to the city. And
did he?
Yeah. Batty. You think they're going to get Batty from the Mets?
Yeah.
Why would they want him?
Because they don't have a third baseman.
Want him? I've seen him. Talk about spring training.
Listen, I don't want to get rid of Stroman. You could do. They could say all you want.
Gone.
You know?
He's gone.
That's fine. Watch when this rotation breaks down. You're always looking for a starting pitcher. That guy, at least you're going to get 4 months out of him before he falls apart.
Sometimes, Sean, there's other factors, and he's never gotten along in his entire major league career, no matter where he's been. And less is more sometimes if you can cut away a negative or a cancerous threat to a team.
Yeah, I'm going to shift gears here. Baltimore, what everybody thinks about Baltimore is that I think we're all in agreement, how the season ended last year put a sour taste in everybody's mouth, about them. And now I don't think it's not that they can't be really good or as good as they were in the first half last year. I mean, that's very possible. It's just that it seems like the manager has to have a better control of this team in terms of what they're doing on the field. And I mean, the thing, I know we talked about it last year in the second half. I mean, everybody was trying to jack everything out all the time with this team. Okay. And that, hit the ball and play. Okay. Get on base. There's plenty of guys that can drive and runs on that team.
That Oriole field where they play is so Camden Yards. It's just a little matchbox,
Yeah.
And
so don't worry. Just get on base. Okay. And if they get on base, I mean, to me, the biggest concern is their pitching, the starting pitching in particular.
Hey, Doug, they've got New Jersey-born Connecticut Rays Charlie Morton going on. He's in their rotation now. Charlie only started his professional career in 2002.
Well, I was going to say I was going to say I knew you went to the same high school. I wasn't sure if you went at the same time.
No, he went to Joel Barlow, which is down the street a little bit. We had a basketball game against them though.
The problem with the Orioles here. Again, for me, give me the Red Sox at 425. You brought, I'm going to jump back on their pitching staff. You got Bello, who's young, Cutter Crawford, Tanner Houck, but then you have Garrett Whitlock, who's kind of injured. He kind of bounces back and forth. Giolito, if he's, he was good a couple years ago. Again, he's 30.
He missed the entire year.
Yeah, but again, remember, you need innings eaters because people get hurt. So if he's going to give you 20 starts or something and have a sub-4 ERA, you're going to take that. You brought in Bueller. Who's the other guy? They got Crochet. We'll see what he brings to the rotation here. So they got that. They got some young hitters. The Orioles, though, pitching staff, you cost yourself a World Series trip last year. You were the best team in the American League. You had the best pitcher in Burns. Grayson Rodriguez is a nice number 2. You had the lineup crushing. You did nothing. You had a crappy bullpen. You went out and got Trevor Rogers. And I thought, okay, here's a guy, maybe a pitch. I mean, he was 26 coming out of Marlins. You figure he was a prospect 2 years ago, maybe coming to a good team. He was terrible. Look at this rotation. Cade Povich, Dean Kramer. I mean, Zach Eflin, Kyle Bradish. This is what you think is going to win? That's not going to win. They need a lot of help. Go. I'm shocked they haven't signed Lance Lynn or something. Like, go get some veteran guys. This rotation just screams to me people getting hurt in mid-May, and then it's you log in, it says Orioles TBD to be announced or whatever. Who's pitching today?
And
I can't back them.
I think Walker Buehler going to the Red Sox is really interesting. I mean, his career record is 47-22. He's had 216 and game winning seasons. Well, 14-4 and 16-4. And last season was 1-6 and what did he do? He dominated in the playoffs. So I wonder if that's going to carry over. But he's no young kid. He's been around a while and he's had a number of operations.
Two Tommy Johns.
I think he's pretty good though.
He's very good. And the big thing that what we saw in the postseason, and it's what every pitcher that's going to survive, okay, once they lose their best stuff, and I would say because of 2 Tommy Johns, he probably has, but he found it in the offseason, or found it in the postseason rather, where it isn't just all about the fastball. It's about placing the fastball more and using off-speed stuff. And that's why he was so dominant against the Yankees, because he literally put the ball exactly where he wanted to. Now having a full off season, okay, to further, have the tissue mend itself. I think, the potential to me is there for an outstanding season. He might not throw 99 anymore, but you know what? He can be just as effective as a pitcher.
Entering last season, he was 46-16. I mean, that's an incredible winning percentage. Better than Whitey Ford and all those guys.
He was going away to the Hall of Fame. He was putting up Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah, but that's the thing. And I hope when Mignogna heals himself too.
But he wasn't winning 300. But in today's MLB, he would have been a Hall of Famer with 145 wins and 55 losses. I mean, he would have been. He was that good, striking out guys. Now I look at him as maybe a shift to the bullpen kind of guy.
Ooh. I don't know. After what we saw in the postseason last year, I want him up front. I want him out there. I really do.
Listen, I like Bueller a lot, but Tommy John, he's 30.
Yeah, well, I mean, not the first guy that's happened to. So, I mean, just
and this Bello, what's his name? Brayton Bello he was like 14-6 or 14-8 last year with the Red Sox.
Yep.
Yeah, Brian Bello. Nice young stuff.
That's pretty darn good. He had some nasty stuff in a couple of times I saw him.
Yeah, especially in the second half of the year, he was quite good.
25. Yeah. Again, looking to him to take a step forward. Tampa Bay, I can't even get excited. I know they got their McClanahan's come back as a starter, but I don't know. They're playing at the Yankees minor league field. We'll kind of give them a pass. And the Blue Jays. Last year they were plus 425, now plus 1,300. And this is a team. You have Bassett, you got Barrios, you got Gausman, you got starting pitchers. You had Kikuchi here, who's now gone. But, I mean, you had a starting pitching. You had Bo Bichette, Vladdy, Kirk. You had some good young hitters. This team, to me, they didn't do it last year. I think it's a trade away everybody. Get rid of all those starters. I know they got money in Toronto. Trade them away, get some youth. You could kind of rebuild. Listen, Vladdy's probably going to the Yankees or the Mets, basically. Like, they're going to come in big money for him. They've already said he turned down $400 million from him. He feels slighted because of what they offered Soto and Ohtani and these guys. He's not going to play there. I mean, but I can't get excited about the Blue Jays.
And the other thing about the Blue Jays, and the one thing that's really odd is that, it's probably been 7 or 8 years that, and these different guys have come through, but we always hear about all these prospects that they have, and everybody's really excited about their future. And other than Guerrero, they all hit the wall. They came to the major leagues, they got to a certain level, and that was it. Okay. And I don't see anything's changed. That starting pitching staff they have is not young. So, I mean, I would go, I think it's 78.5. I'd go under that for them.
And here we go. I want to bring up the win totals here. Again, folks, we're doing a little AL East kind of stuff. We all kind of like Boston at the plus 425 is probably worth the fly here because the Yankees at even money, not really exciting. You want to tie up $100 or whatever your base pay is for what, 7 months for even money? To me, no thank you. I'm going to have to dig a little. 4-1's worth it. Yankees 92.5, O's 88.5, Sox 86.5, Rays 81.5, the Jays 78.5. I've already moved on. I got Boston 90. What is it at here? 86.5 over. My only AL East one, although I haven't moved on the Yanks. Normally I'm automatic Yankee under. I did take a Met under the other day, but this is just AL East talk here. To me, it would be the Sox over because I think they're going to win 90-something games here.
Exactly. And by the way, not to be so far off the beaten path, but aren't there now 2 American League teams playing in minor league parks this year?
And the A's.
I said, that would be one of the 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're talking Tampa. That's why the other one's the A's.
No, yeah. And Tampa, like I said, they're ugly. I don't want them. And I would play Boston over as well, Sean. I think that's probably my best shot as far as win totals in this division anyway, which, like I said, that is a little bit different. But Boston over 86.5. That's what I saw today.
And that's up 1 too, by the way. That was 85.5 when I looked on Monday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And they expect Tampa Bay, 4 to 5 teams in this division to be over 500. Tampa Bay has to be 82 and 80 to win the bet. Boston, Baltimore, and Yankees are all over, and Toronto's the only team they have not to make 500 in the whole division. That's they think that AL East is a power packed, I guess. But if that many teams are supposed to end up over 500, aren't they going to be banging each other out somewhere along the line?
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out who like do they have 30 games against the White Sox? Like, where are all the wins coming from to knock out 90 wins?
Well, if think about this though, you look at the rest of the American League. Okay, Cleveland, every time they get something going, they trade a hitter. Okay, so they're perpetually going nowhere other than
82 wins for them.
Right. So
guys, I have to cut out. I'm very sorry, but I have another commitment. God bless. Yes. Have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Got it.
You got it, buddy.
Take care.
But you look where they're going to get their wins. So Detroit, okay, they made the playoffs last year. Nice run. Are they going to be that much better? Probably not. Okay, Kansas City, maybe a couple games over 500, maybe. And then you look Houston, that's over with. Okay, that the championship run. Could they win the
But
division? They could, but they're
Do
not
you
going to win
think-
90 games.
Do you think these teams? You think the Orioles are that much better than the Orioles? I mean,
Do I think what?
do you think like the Orioles are that much better than the Astros, or you know
Yes,
what I'm
I
saying?
do.
I don't think there's that much really.
Yeah, I mean I don't know what the Astros win total is, but I would guess it's no more than 84.5 at best. So
I don't have it in front of me.
I mean,
I didn't play it. I figured it'd be a little higher than that. Listen. I like Framber. I like Hunter Brown. I think they got some young pitchers. Yordy's an MVP kind of guy, but again, their problem is more of like the lineup problem.
right. I mean, yeah, they've got too many. They've lost too many bats. And then the other thing too. Let's face it. I mean, they're hanging on. You know, there's no trajectory upward. Seattle did nothing to get any more bats. Okay, so I mean, just look at the rest of the American League. I mean, who's really there? There's a bunch of teams that that are, I would say, anywhere from 75 to 85 wins. Okay, and the rest of the
Now we're
American
going to do the next one we do. We're going to have to do the AL West with you because we're talking about the AL West. So we'll have to do AL West.
It doesn't make a difference to me. I follow all this stuff, so it's not like it's new. But yeah, the AL West, it's just hey, just different stuff. So no, but yeah, I think we're in agreement there. And as far as player stuff, I'm maybe you do. I don't do Cy Young, MVP, any of that stuff.
Sometimes I'll jump to a little Cy Young if I find a guy. I haven't really even looked at that. I need to at least get through spring training with that, and
right.
Forget about a guy who looks good because it's spring training. I don't really. If I'm going to lose a couple balls, I just don't need a guy all of a sudden. We're going to rest him a little bit. Something happens, and all of a sudden I lose a month on a guy's odds. I don't want to do that. I'll wait closer to the day before or day of. And even these odds, you can jump into those now. It ain't 1990. You could jump into these in season. You could grab Cy Youngs and MVPs and all this kind of stuff.
And speaking of that, that's why to me Baltimore, I would never consider betting them on anything right now. But in season, if they turn out if they start out playing like they did last year, maybe then there's something there. And so I would be more inclined to take a look at Baltimore either for the division or if certain sites that still might have an adjusted win total on them. I might take a look at them, depending on how they start out.
I'm waiting for one of my offshore joints to get up to like win total. Sometimes you get like season wins for guys. Like last year I had Grace Rodriguez over 11.5. I was high on him. You're going to bump him up to 12 because I think the offense is still good for Baltimore.
Yes,
but I want to grab his win total because that's a guy I could maybe not Cy Young. It's a little tough because I think the Yankee pitchers are going to have the edge there because they're just better and they're going to be pitching more low scoring games. Where I think Baltimore he can win games, but they're more 6-4 kind of games as opposed to 2-0s. Or 2-1s.
Yeah, I think you're underrating the Yankees offense. I really do. I mean, I understand.
I am totally down. I mean, that offense, we got Jason Dominguez. I don't know what he is. Volpe, I'm waiting for him to take a step forward. I don't have a third baseman. I have Judge, an injured Stanton, Jazz, who I like, an old LeMahieu and Goldschmidt.
I think you'll be surprised. I'm not saying they're going to lead the American League in runs scored, but I think that offense is going to be better than you think. That's all. I'm not saying top notch or anything like that, but like I said, if Chisholm gets on base, okay, and I'm not saying Volpe. I think whoever they. I don't think they're going to settle on anybody necessarily right from the start at third base, but wherever third base goes, I think if they can get some production out of the position, not saying driving in runs, I'm saying getting on base. I think that the Yankees offense, I could have no problem thinking 4-8, runs per game, right around there for 4-8 to 5. I think it's there. I think there's enough other guys there that can do the job. And like I said, I'm big on Goldschmidt. I know he's 37, but when he got to St. Louis several years ago, he had a very good year. And I think that to me, that ballpark is so conducive to his swing. I think he'll do really well there. I think he'll be tattooing that right center field fence.
I'm going to say, how many guys have we seen come to New York, fall in love with that short porch, and then go from 300 hitters to 220 hitters. Hello, Jason Giambi. LeMahieu was a 330 hitter. He comes here, he hits 250. I mean, guys just fall in love and be like, they just change everything about them.
But those are primarily left-handed batters, though, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
like LeMahieu was on his way to the Hall of Fame. He comes to the Yanks and he just forgets totally how to hit.
Well, he did actually the first couple of years he was there.
They had a good year season and got,
Yeah, but then I think he was injured a lot too. But yeah, anyways, so that's that. All right, so we got one down.
That's it. The first of 6. So we all like the Red Sox, Doug, which again, we're taking 425. This is a 6-month bet. So do you want to get even money?
Yeah, and I got my red shirt on too. So there you go.
Yeah, red shirt on. I got the blue shirt. So I should go Blue Jays, but that's not happening. Not even for the win total. Win total, again, we're all kind of liking the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankee one, I had an under last year. And then when Cole went down, I actually took an over. I had a under first. And then when Snell didn't sign, I grabbed an over. It was like, it didn't move from 93.5, but I went a little more. I'm like, you know what? I think they'll sign Snell because they could get him for half price. They didn't get it. I'm like, are you kidding me, this Yankee team? So 92.5, it's right. Because like you said, we all agree the pitching staff is aces. It is an aces lineup. If Volpe could hit 290, if Jazz doesn't act the fool, I mean, that guy could probably steal 50 bases.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a bad leadoff. You can't have him stealing bases in front of Judge and getting thrown out. That'll not be good. If he's not leads off, steals a base, sure, but you can't take the bat out of that guy's hands. But 92.5, I would kind of lean over maybe that 92.5.
Yeah,
because usually it's like a 94. But
again, I saw 91.5 the other day. So
I need pitching from the Orioles. I'm not sold on Bradish and these guys. I need a little more. But all right, listen, little baseball talk. You want picks today? If you're watching, whatever day you're watching, head to gamblersworld.net. We're not going to really sell you on all this right now because this is random baseball talk, and I don't know what day you're going to watch it. It could be here on Thursday. It could be next Wednesday. It could be the day before opening day. I don't know when.
I'm guessing there'll be some opening packages,
yes.
of note, for the season. And, I don't know about you. I know you've had some good baseball seasons over the years. I was the number one capper at the site I was at several years ago, 2021 there. And then I've had 5 of the last 7. And I think I've hit 5 of the last 7 and 7 out of 10 winning seasons in baseball. So, so I'm looking forward to another one. As Sean and I have talked about, favorite sport. And then also you start looking for, I actually had a problem loading it on the Gamblers World site. I'm going to fix that today. I got a video that talks about the Rangers and the Cubs for upcoming, and I have a bunch more coming of all the teams that are in the Cactus League here in Arizona. And as Sean knows, Cactus and Arizona go together, as we learned on Monday.
I did not know that. I'm sorry. It was one of those things. I was like, what the heck's going on here?
They do have grapefruits though too here, by the way, just so you know. They do grow those here too.
311 and 305 plus 1730 on another side. Our baseball last year was combined for 2 seasons, so I ended up having a losing record here. But yeah, last year I was actually basically a 500 record, but I do take dogs.
Yes.
So it was a plus 1700 season on an average $100 play. Here's a little different. The way it's set up at $2 a play, so just double that up to $3,400. But the things have been reset for baseball. It is a current season, which you need to reset them because sometimes they run together sometimes. So, but yeah, I love my baseball. I love my dogs. I'm excited about it. And again, next up, the AL Central. I don't know what they will do next week. I don't know when it'll be Doug. Maybe it'll be Matt Fargo in here, but we're going to be putting him at it a couple times a week because, like I said, we got Kyle Hunter in here now. Maybe we'll do a little extra tournaments kind of stuff here with the smaller tournaments kicking off. Again, this is added bonus here because you're going to get this over the weekend before the conference tournament starts. But if you're watching it before game day, opening days tomorrow, I got 7 underdogs going, or it's going to be something like that. So I'll be they'll be underdogs from the opening day. But Doug, always good seeing you. I love talking baseball. Yep. Even the chipper ran out here early, but we can do baseball, boy. It'll be old school talk baseball. We love it. But we love you for watching, so hit the like button. Leave a comment with your AL East thoughts. Doug, me, we're out of here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.